Hi Cancer, welcome to your end of August 2020 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Okay. Gosh, we are really rocking and rolling, aren't we? I'm doing a little spread that I created last night on the fly, but not reinventing the wheel as usual. Always going to be similar positions. Okay, the saga of my, even with my new, with my new tripod, I'm still having issues. But I'm getting a new phone, I think, in a couple of weeks. So I'm hoping that can film indoors, because I haven't found a phone that is able to film without being grainy. And this, even though this is kind of like an older, simpler type of camcorder, is actually superior when it comes to indoor lighting. I don't use ring lights or anything, so anyway, you don't need to know that, I'm sure. But you might be like, why is she going like this? Well, I have to. The matter at hand, the heart of the matter, the Four of Cups, a card of, looking at your life and feeling some area, at least, maybe not altogether, but feeling indifference in one area of life. And, is that the human condition? Probably. There's probably always one area that we feel kind of meh about. And I notice, the clouds, or it could be like a person offering you emotions, offering you love, offering you some kind of affection, and you're not having it. Now, if this is a personal relationship, there may be too much that has already happened that you are no longer interested in making it work with that person. And so even a Cancer individual has their limits. You may still be with them, you may be legally married to them, or if this is, let's say it's a friendship, you may not have cut ties, or a sibling that has given you grief numerous times. You may not have done that, because that is, I'm sure that's going to be hard for many Cancerians, but you're certainly through with them. Maybe you have lost your feelings for them. In the past position, we have the Six of Swords, which is the card of choosing peace and moving to calmer waters, also physical relocation. I would say too, like if this is a marital separation, and certainly with Cancer, because you have just ended the last 18 months of Cancer and Capricorn eclipses, that cycle, you have had a lot of hits to that 7th house in the form of Capricorn, and you still have, Pluto there, and Saturn has gone back there, so that may have been enough to kind of do in a relationship. I actually know somebody like that, and it's like, I don't think that, I think it would have to take something like these types of placements to do this, because for some relationships it may be very long-term relationships, and because Cancer tends to be very sentimental and caring about these kinds of things, it would take a real lot for you to leave. And this assists you because, for instance, having Pluto in Capricorn in that 7th house, it may have made you all too aware of how oppressive the the relationship is, or was, and you just can't do it anymore. And Saturn can, give major tests. And this may be something quite recent because Saturn went back into Capricorn in early July. So, I mean, this may be something from the last 6 weeks or so that you finally said that's enough, because with the Saturn going retrograde, it made you go over that old ground and realize maybe you were holding out hope. But I'm wondering if some of you have separated from this person because perhaps you're trying to get your head clear, or you just feel that sense of it's too toxic, too combative to remain under the same roof. Now, this can apply to work matters. If it does, I feel that it's probably with management and coworkers more than anything else. And it's something that, like, I was even thinking like opting out of face-to-face contact, like because of the shutdown, you may have been given some kind of choice of teleconferencing or what have you, and you made that choice because you were already disillusioned with what was happening. And so now you have to deal with that disillusionment, because for some people, even if they separate themselves physically from the situation, it's still in their vibration. I think that's an Esther Hicks or Abraham Hicks phrase. And that means that they are still having to face that kind of influence. You know, you can't really get away from something just by physically not being there. So if you're still in contact in some way, it's kind of like if you're dealing with a narcissist and you say, well, I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to meet with them anymore. I'll just talk to them over the phone, or I'll just email them. And if they're toxic, they will still get to you no matter in what method it takes place. So it's almost kind of comical to think that you can escape the stress of that or the drama by not being physically present. Looking at this from the spiritual angle, this can also be a lesson that you are learning. The Temperance card, I think combining the spiritual with the material, not choosing one over the other, and especially combining the spiritual. So for some of you, you could be undergoing a spiritual upgrade, a spiritual awakening, and that could be the cause of the Four of Cups. You're not easily amused anymore. Life is something that you take more seriously, not talking about taking the worldly tasks seriously. I'm talking about just your soul's development more seriously. And, you know, because you are connected to the cups, which are the water signs, you have to feel it, you know. A Cancer person who goes into a job and they are emotionally disconnected from it, I think that is significant in terms of their sense of well-being. Same with a relationship. Now, take your opposite sign, Capricorn. That may not be the case at all. They may be perfectly content to be detached from whatever it is. That might just be their normal way of operating in life, and it doesn't bother them the same way it bothers you. So you have to really honor that part of yourself. So I do see the emotions connected to the spiritual side of life. And because Cancer is such a sensitive sign, it may be that you have felt like you had to toughen up and not allow something to get under your skin, but that is going against your nature. I do think that people have to be less sensitive about themselves, and which means less subjective, where everything becomes about them. But on the other hand, I think that sensitivity is a gift, and that it should be used, channeled in the right way. And that could simply be what is the problem here, is that you're trying to fit into a situation that is not like temperamentally suitable for you. What is coming in is the Three of Pentacles. This is a card that is good for coworkers, that you have a constructive like team. This can also be about anything that you are gaining financial abundance from, that is creative, with a number 3. So maybe that's what this has been about, is that you have been working someplace where you don't have that creativity. This can be meeting somebody who is an earth sign that you have this sense of rapport with. And earth is a compatible element to Cancer. The outcome card is a really great card for career, the Six of Wands. It's a card of victory, accolades. I think this is confidence in yourself, in your abilities. And I would say, I did it my way. It's like that could be what has been bothering you, is that you were forced to express somebody else's ideas and you had your own ideas. This, Wands relates to fire, and the fire element is connected to creativity and independence, self-expression, creative self-expression. So when we are creative, and a lot of Cancers, I'm not a Cancer, but a lot of Cancers are creative, and but you're working for somebody else and you're expressing their ideas, it can feel frustrating if you don't really resonate, if you want to make some sort of improvements and nobody's being receptive. So this is a card of being honored for your own gifts, taking a bow in some way, having success. This is a card associated with Leo. So if this is somebody who you have met recently in the Three of Pentacles, it's not talking about an actual earth sign, then perhaps this, well, it could be an earth sign that honors you and sees the good in you. And maybe that's what was missing in your life, is that you were with somebody who always was pointing out what wasn't okay. And that felt very draining. But this person may get you a lot more than the person that you're currently with. So in any case, I like it. I hope that you enjoyed this, Cancer. If you would like a personal reading, the link is below. I'm offering a combination reading, full-length tarot, full-length astrology natal chart interpretation with transits. Or if you've had a reading from me before, it could be like a tailored reading for 70 minutes. So it's like almost like a 2-hour reading for a special price. And I have other readings. So check me out. The link is below. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.